The innovation of computers has been growing exponentially. According to H.G. Wells back in 1937, for the practical needs of mankind, there has to be a way to access all the growing information. He believed in the microfilm, a way for everyone to view the permanent world encyclopedia. However, development has grown far beyond that. In the essay Personal Dynamic Media by Alan Kay and Adele Goldberg comes the innovation of the Dynabook. The Dynabook is a lot like what we would recognize as an iPad today. Kay and Goldberg believed in a creative, self-contained knowledge manipulator that everyone would be able to access, even children. These historical figures believed in the accessibility of technology in order to unify information and creativity globally. Through technology, our society would be able to flourish to create currently unimaginable devices. But wait, does everyone really have access?
Computers are the lifeblood of today's world. If they were to suddenly turn off all at once, the power grid would shut down, cars would crash, planes would fall, water treatment plants would stop, stock markets would freeze, trucks with food wouldn't know where to deliver, and employees wouldn't get paid. From automated farming and medical equipment to global telecommunications and educational opportunities, and new frontiers like virtual reality and self-driving cars. We are living in a time likely to be remembered as the electronic age.
While we have made leaps in technology to integrate it into everyday society, we're still working on devices for the disabled.
Have questions? I do, actually. What perspective does the disability experience lend real questions? Okay, let's do this. Do I handle bathroom stuff? Does your dude stuff work? Is my voice good to speak for you? I can go lower. Are you like Rain Man? Do you count cards? Should we go to Vegas? Okay, you're a liar. That's good to know.
In this scene from Speechless, the character is working with a laser pointer, a board, and another human to speak for him, unlike Stephen Hawking's, who can afford to have the eye-tracking device.
Eye-tracking research is great, but it's very, very expensive. And so our first solution wasn't to buy one because we couldn't afford it. So our first solution was to see if we could find free versions, but those were not very good. And Nathan and I both had backgrounds in development and so in coding and things like that. So we just thought, let's see if we can do this ourselves. And really very rapidly got to a point where we knew this would work as a research tool and then eventually as an assistive tool. It can be used on any computer, and also that it can be used by a wide variety of people with disabilities.
Go. It all comes back to the computer and who can afford it. In my lifetime, I've seen technology transform at an amazing rate, especially in the classroom. From projectors to smartboards to tablets, students are able to work on varying degrees of projects involving technology. But who are we, as a society, leaving behind?
Because of this lack of wealth, we lived in a neighborhood that lacked wealth, and henceforth a school system that lacked wealth.
Poor communities can't afford the same technology in their classrooms and are therefore left behind. They can't do the same exercises as richer communities, so test poorly, and then don't receive proper funding.
Hand the tools that were given to me as a student, and now as a teacher, I don't have access to those same tools to give to my students.
In this chart by the Pew Research Center, we can see the divide. People with lower incomes can't afford the same technology. They don't have access to the same devices as part of our society because of the high costs.
The country are the problems we created as a country. The quality of your education is directly proportionate to your access to college, your access to jobs, your access to the future.
And without access to computers, without access to technology, where would we be?